On our way up to Porto, we stopped at Coimbra, the capital of Portugal for over 100 years during the 12th and 13th centuries. Coimbra is a university town, hosting some 25,000 students. The old university's buildings are a former royal palace and now house the law faculty. Inside is the Grand Hall, originally the throne room. It now is used for academic ceremonies. The tower's bell sounds to signal the start of classes. The organ has 2,100 pipes. We walked around to the side entrance of the library, enjoying an overview of Coimbra along the way. This is part of the overflow stacks. Unfortunately, photos and video are not allowed in the main library. Our lunchtime entertainment was a Fado performance. Fado in Coimbra is different than elsewhere in Portugal, being sung by men and played on a guitar unique to the city, along with a standard one. Back on the bus and up to Porto. We stayed on the opposite side of the Douro River from Porto, and so our tour of the city started with a water taxi ride. After a short walk along the river and a ride up a funicular, we reached the upper level of the bridge. Then on to the Porto Cathedral. The plaza in front of the church looks out over much of the old town and its winding streets. We took several of those narrow lanes down to the commercial district and the railroad station. Spectacular tile murals line every side of the station's entry hall. Of course, we had to take a coffee break. Fortified, we continued on to Liberty Square with its Art Nouveau and Art Deco buildings and City Hall at the far end. The eagle above the entry gives a clue that this is not your typical McDonald's. It used to be the Imperial Cafe. The tile mural on the Carmel Church depicts the founding of the Carmelite order. Reputed to have inspired J.K. Rowling's Diagon Alley, thanks to the hordes of tourists you now have to pay to enter. Our walk continued down several narrow lanes lined with cafes, shops, apartment balconies, and churches. Finally, we arrived back at the Ribeira, or riverfront. Masons were paid by the stone and so put their mark on each one they laid. Most of the tour excursion boats that crowd the river are designed to echo the Rebelo boats, such as these replicas that used to bring port wine down from the vineyards to age before export. 18 firms still operate lodges for maturing the wine, mostly in modest sheds outside the tourist area.